Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Daily Drive. Welcome to Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I get super excited for Wednesdays. I get excited for every day on the Daily Drive, but Wednesday makes me especially excited because we talk about gratitude the whole time. Good morning. Y'all do me a favor and say, hey, when you hop on with me. But Wednesdays make me super excited on the Daily Drive because we talk about gratitude the whole time. And that is because gratitude is an essential key part to learning how to take control of your brain, learning how to redirect your thoughts, learning how to challenge yourself in the moment, learning how to maybe calm yourself in the moment. Gratitude is an essential key part. P.S. I have shorts on. I'm all different colors and not matching or anything today. But gratitude is an essential key part to being in control of your mind and starting the process, learning the process of taking control of your mind and being in control of your mind more so than not in control of your mind. Because when you have anxiety, I was diagnosed with anxiety in 2010, it can feel like you're out of control. It can feel like the emotions are out of control, the little voices in your head that tell you things are out of control. It can feel like you're out of control. And so that's why I created the Daily Drive. As I started to learn the things to do to stay in control of my mind on my own personal growth journey, I learned that intentional thinking, goal setting, and gratitude in the right context, format, and understanding of each one can help you stay in control of your mind. And I say understanding of each one because, when we get to talking about our goals, we're talking about daily small step goals on the Daily Drive, not the overwhelming thoughts of your overall goal. We talk about small step, daily, attainable, achievable goals that will get you to your overall goal. So that's the only kind of disclaimer. We understand kind of intentional thinking and gratitude. We're going to get to gratitude today, but as always, I know y'all are really here for the ears, right? So y'all say, hey, when you hop on, give me a good morning. If you're catching this on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. I was just saying that we talk about gratitude every Wednesday, and I am super grateful that I had the opportunity a couple months ago now to get LASIK surgery and get my eyes fixed so I don't have to wear glasses anymore. I don't have to wear prescription eyeglasses anymore. I am loving getting to wear sunglasses comfortably, and I'm also loving getting to wear all of my Mickey ears comfortably because when I started to collect these, I kind of learned that it's a little uncomfortable to wear them when you also wear glasses because it's all, right here. So anyway, all of my ears are lining the border of our living room right now. We're going to be into the dining room, I think is where we're going next, because the living room is almost full. But we're over to the wall now that has my holiday ears, and so we just went through the Halloween ones. We had Halloween in the summer, and now we're up to Christmas in July. Yes, I'm wearing Christmas ears. Disney puts out a different pair of Christmas decorated ears every year, and so I got these one year either from my mother-in-law or my sister-in-law. They all kind of run together, but they all know that I love the specific things that are there for each year. So I have another pair of the special ears for Christmas that you'll see another day, and I end up getting the backpacks and all of the other things because I love all of the holiday specific things. I just saw the new ears that are released for this year and they're super cute, so I'll probably be getting those too. But these were the Christmas ears for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago now. These might just be kind of standard ears that they kind of have out every year because they're just the plain red and the green. I have another pair that's got some cute little embellishments on it. So these may be the pair that they just put out every year for Christmas, but these are just Disney Christmas ears. And I love these because if you watch the Disney Christmas specials that they put on TV, we get to watch them now on Disney Plus. If you watch those, you see a lot of these ears in the audience. And so it's just a little thing for me that I'm like, oh, I have those. Hey, look at all those Christmas ears. So these are just Christmas ears that came from the parks one year, again, that either my mother-in-law or my sister-in-law sent me because they know that I love the holiday-specific things. And so I've got a few more Christmas ears to go for you, and then hopefully I'll get some more ears because we're getting close to the end of my collection that I have right now. So anyway, that's these ears, just some random Christmas ears from one year. But I want to get to the gratitude because like I was saying a second ago before the ear discussion, gratitude is a major, major part of taking control of your mind. And when you make gratitude a practice, a daily practice, that's why it's one of the 3 sections of the Daily Drive, because when you make it a daily practice, like with anything else you're practicing, it becomes easier. Your overall body changes, your mood changes. Gratitude, the practice of gratitude, when you think about gratitude, when you journal gratitude, when you tell someone why you're grateful for them, when you are thinking about gratitude and intentionally bringing those emotions out, you are releasing the same chemicals into your body that are associated with the feelings of joy, the feelings of bliss, and the feelings of calm. So when you intentionally take the negative thoughts, the panic, the anxiety, the emotion, whatever it is that you're feeling in that moment, when you intentionally take that and redirect it to gratitude, giving yourself 90 seconds in that direction, because it takes 90 seconds to shift energy and emotion in your body and brain. So giving yourself 90 seconds towards gratitude intentionally releases those hormones into your body. So it's going to allow you to calm down. It's going to allow you to feel less stressed. And when you wake up intentionally incorporating gratitude into your day and practicing it daily, it gets easier to do that all throughout the day, to take control with gratitude. It allows you to wake up in a less stressed, less anxious space. It allows you to take control of situations easier. It allows you just to redirect that emotion, that anxiety, towards something else. So I am going to give you some things to challenge your thoughts today, because we are all about becoming unlimited in our minds. And becoming unlimited means that we are challenging the limiting thoughts that have already formed in our mind. We're not going to become unlimited unless we're unpacking the limited thoughts in our mind. So drop me a hashtag Gratitude Wednesday. Drop me a hashtag Becoming Unlimited. If you're here with me, say good morning. I love connecting with y'all, but a step to becoming unlimited is challenging the limiting beliefs that are already in your mind, that have already formed, that you have heard over the years, that you've been taught in school, that you have picked up based on whatever habits you have formed, like whatever it is, we are unlimiting those limiting beliefs, okay? And the way that we do that is by challenging our thinking. So I am going to challenge your thinking today. And the way that I am going to challenge your thinking today is by bringing out and letting you know the limiting beliefs that are associated, that are wrapped up with some of the two quotes that we as a society, as a social media community, as a brand, whatever you want to call it, social media has adopted these 2 quotes. We've clung to them. We make them into gifs. We make them into pictures. We put them in our story. We post pictures on our page with these quotes. We write long, drawn out things about these quotes. But what I am going to challenge you to understand today is the limiting belief that lies within these 2 specific things. And these are things that I've seen lately over social media, that I've encountered in my own interactions with people on social media, things that I have seen other mindset influencers share as if it's something to hang on to help your mindset. But They are limiting beliefs, and I am going to tell you why. I am going to challenge your thinking about them, and then I'm going to give you the way to use gratitude to redirect them, okay? Because like I said, when we're becoming unlimited, we are challenging the limiting beliefs that we have adopted, hung on to, whatever, formed in our brain, okay? And so there's two quotes that the way that I'm going to unpack them for you are limiting beliefs that I want you to unlimit. So if you're here with me, I'm getting to them. I want to see some interaction in the comments. If you're here with me, let me know, because I want to drop these quotes on you, and then I want to unpack them and give you my information about them. So let me know if you're here. But again, becoming unlimited means challenging limiting beliefs. And so here's the first quote that we as a social media society have adapted, have used, have put everywhere, have used to shame people, have used to fit people into the same box, have used to just have your own opinion railroad other people's, right? This is a quote that you see everywhere. This is something that people have taken a couple of little words and twisted into their own limiting belief, okay? And that quote is the saying of, good morning, Mama Kay. Thank you for interacting with me. I don't remember if you sent me these ears or if Erica sent me these ears. One of you sent me these Christmas ears, and so I was sharing about them a little while ago. But the limiting belief that we are all adapting as a social media culture, because that's where we see it the most, that's where we have instant access, that's where we have the most influence in our brains. The quote is this whole idea of, can we normalize? People say, can we normalize not posting screenshots on Facebook? Can we normalize being stressed out for a day? Can we normalize thinking this way? Can we normalize doing this thing? Can we normalize yada, yada, yada? If you've seen this lately, let me know how you've seen it in the comments. What have you seen? Can we normalize what? This is a limiting belief. Can we normalize is a limiting belief, okay? And here's why. Normal is not a thing. Normal is not a real thing. Whatever your definition of normal is, doesn't matter. It's not a real thing. What's normal for me might not be normal for you. What's normal for you might not be normal for me. What's normal for my next door neighbor might not be normal for me. I talked about this a little bit in another episode of the Daily Drive, and where I saw this and it got to me the most was in a mom's group that I'm in. And no, I'm not a mom. I'm not a physical mother of a child that I have birthed yet. I have pets. I have motherly energy in me. I have nephews and a niece and family members, and I have that energy in me, and we are trying to conceive, but I haven't yet been blessed with that positive pregnancy test, right? And so this is a mom-specific group where things like, play dates and where can I take my kid to do da-da-da-da-da, things are shared, right? And so someone said, can we normalize not posting pregnancy tests in this group? You can figure this out from somewhere else, blah, blah, blah. But basically, can we normalize not posting the trigger of a pregnancy test in this group, right? And I relate to that because seeing people's pregnancy tests gives me a little bit of a trigger, right? And so I just simply left a comment agreeing that maybe it's a little bit of a trigger for other people, right? And it spiraled into a whole discussion that eventually was taken down and comments deleted because everybody has their own opinion on things. And when you come at someone with the preconceived idea of, can we normalize? You're coming at someone already trying to fit them into your box. And guess what? They probably don't fit into your box. I don't know any box that I fit into. There is not a box big enough to fit me into, and that motivates me. I don't want to be in anyone else's box. I want to be me and do what I do and wear Mickey ears live on Facebook and dye my hair pink and whatever, right? I don't want to fit into someone else's box. So no, you cannot normalize whatever it is you want to normalize, because normal is not a real thing, okay? If your point is to ask someone to maybe be a little bit more sensitive about something, then communicate that appropriately, right? Hey, can you maybe give us a little bit of a warning before you drop a pregnancy test, because it's maybe a trigger for some of us. That's different, right? That's a different form of communication. So this limiting belief that we as a social media culture and society have clung to of can we normalize literally makes my eyes roll when I see it, because normal is not a real thing. What makes me happy, what brings me joy, what sets me on fire on the inside is completely different for everyone else around me, even my husband. His passions are different than my passions. I don't want to normalize him and make him like me. I love him because of what he does and who he is. I love my friends, my family, my community because of who you are and what you do and what you bring to the table. So this limiting belief of can we normalize whatever it is needs to go away. Normal is not a real thing. It's different for everyone. So if there is something that you want to communicate, if you're in your feels about something, feeling some type of way, communicate that appropriately without trying to force other people to feel shame and fit into your box. When you say something like, can we normalize? That makes whoever's outside of that normal realm feel shame, because they're not normal in whatever it is you're talking about, right? So if what you are wanting to communicate is just simply a belief, even if it's a belief that you feel people need to change their minds about, right? Like I've seen, can we normalize accepting people? Yes, that can be an overall thing, but that's not the way to say it and bring about change. You simply do that by living it every day, by accepting people, by not shaming people with comments like that, right? You walk the talk. That is how you show the behavior or the thing that you want to bring about change in. You don't do that by forcing other people to fit into your box and to feel shame because of whatever it is they're doing that you don't like. Right? And I'm guilty. I've said it before when I didn't understand what it all meant, right? I've said things like, can we normalize taking our bearded dragons to Walmart, right? Like that's normal behavior for me, but is it normal behavior for everybody else? No, right? So I don't need to impose that limiting belief onto other people, right? So the first limiting belief we're challenging today is the whole idea, the whole phrase, can we normalize? Normal is different for everyone. Normal is not a real thing, okay? Because normal is different for everyone. So if there is something that you want change brought about in, communicate that in a non-shameful way. Express that. Be that person. Can we normalize love and acceptance? Yes, we can, because that's normal in my life, and I'm going to show you that. Right? But I'm not going to make other people feel shame. So that first quote that I'm challenging your thinking on is the idea of can we normalize? It's the opposite of what we want. And yes, I see a little bit of this. I can't read that whole comment, Mama Kay, but I see a little bit of this because you're a teacher, right? And you have to do certain things for your children. And so you see it being normalized that certain things are accepted and not accepted in education, right? And it's not a real thing. Students even learn differently, right? The way that I learn is different than the way that another student learns, right? And I love that you brought that up because it's so true. Everyone is different. Normal is not this real thing that we need to fit everyone into. Thank you, Mama Kay. I love that. It's not this thing that we need to fit everyone into. So stop saying, can we normalize whatever it is, and just communicate what it is you want to change. Be the change. Communicate it appropriately and stop trying to fit everyone else into whatever your box of normal is, because it's not their normal, right? So that's the first one that I'm challenging your thinking on. Can we normalize? Not a real thing. And I'm going to get to gratitude for these two, okay? The next one that I'm probably going to touch some buttons on, okay, is this whole quote, this whole roses and sunshine and make everybody feel good about what's going on in their mind. Everyone loves to say that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay. I see that in stories all day long. I see that on posts. I see that with someone posting a picture of them crying about dropping their coffee on the floor, and they say it's okay to not be okay. And I see it everywhere. And I want to explain to you why this is a limiting belief, okay? It's okay to not be okay. Let's take that apart and let's unpack it in two sections, okay? Yes, it is okay to have bad days. It's okay to have something happen that shifts your energy. It's okay to need to take a step back. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, right? So that first part of that statement, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. We can cut it off there, right? It's okay. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to cry. It's okay to even backslide mentally when you've done a lot of work, right? Relapse mentally, right? It's okay. We can get back on track, right? But the second part of that is where I have the problem and the limiting belief, okay? It's okay to not be okay. And let me tell you why. When you're telling your brain that it's okay to not be okay, guess what your brain is going to do? Be okay with not being okay. Your brain is going to take that seriously and not do the work to get you switched, flip the light on, whatever it is, right? Your brain takes that seriously. So when you're telling your brain it's okay to not be okay, you're cutting yourself off from changing your energy, from controlling the shift of where you want to go. It is okay to have a bad day. It is okay to not feel okay in the moment. It's not okay to let that go, to keep going backwards. It's not okay to tell your brain that not being okay is normal. It's not okay to tell your brain that you can be in this slump, that you can sink down into whatever it is, that you cannot be in control of your mind, right? It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay. It's okay to feel emotion. It's okay if something triggers you and you get a little out of control. It's okay. That is okay. But it's okay to not be okay is a limiting belief, because you're cutting yourself off from not being okay. You're cutting yourself off from staying in control and getting yourself back on track, because you've already told your brain that it's okay to not do it. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to cut everybody off and take an 8-hour nap and wake up even more stressed because I didn't take control and didn't get anything done. You're telling your brain that that behavior is okay. You're telling your brain it's okay to not. You're telling your brain it's okay to not. You're doing the opposite of what you think this quote is telling you. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to have a bad day, but it's not okay to keep telling your brain that you can stay in that cycle. And that's what you're doing when you're telling yourself it's okay to not be okay. Okay? It is a limiting belief. The first part, yes, it's okay. It is okay. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to feel stress. It's okay. But it's not okay to allow your brain to stay there. And that's what you're doing when you use a quote like this. So yes, it's all roses and sunshine and happy, and somebody's having a bad day and you tell them it's okay to not be okay. Guess what? You're doing the opposite than what you think you're doing. You mean well, right? It comes from the heart. You mean well. It seems like a nice fuzzy thing to tell people, but you're cutting yourself off from taking control of your mood, which is something that you can absolutely 100% do. You can take control of your mood, your next steps, your next action, your next words, no matter what is happening to you. And so this is where I'm going to tell you how you're going to use gratitude to redirect, right? Wednesday, what do we talk about on Wednesday? We talk about gratitude brain. When you start to practice gratitude, when things are coming up, you are taking control of your hormones, your energy. You are aligning yourself to move forward in a different direction, right? And so when you have things that come up that trigger you, right? You're scrolling through Facebook and somebody says, can we normalize getting off our butts and going for a 30-minute walk every afternoon? Maybe that's a little aggressive. I don't want to go for a 30-minute walk every afternoon. I want to go to the gym in the morning and get it out of the way. So that's not normal for me, right? So no, I don't want to normalize that. I don't want to fit into your box. So what am I going to do? I'm going to tell myself, I'm grateful that I own my schedule and I can go work out when I want to. I'm grateful that I know my body and what my body likes to do. I'm grateful that I'm strong enough to do what I want to do rather than what someone else is doing, right? I'm going to use gratitude to redirect that thought and not let someone else's limiting belief form in my mind, right? So when I'm scrolling through Facebook, when someone says something to me, and this is like an everyday step of life, y'all. When somebody says something out of line to me, like my husband a lot of times thinks that I'm shutting down when things happen, but really I'm just taking a minute to think about gratitude so I can come back in a better way, right? So when someone says something off the wall to me and it seems like I'm shutting down or having an attitude, I'm really just getting that gratitude muscle pumping, right? Because again, it intentionally releases those hormones that are associated with bliss, calm, and joy. So when you're scrolling through Facebook and somebody has said, can we normalize blah, 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 and it makes you feel some type of way, use gratitude to redirect and be grateful for whatever your normal is, because your normal is different than their normal, right? And you don't have to fit into that box. I'm grateful that there's no box big enough for me. And that is part of my daily gratitude. I am grateful that I think differently than most of the people around me, right? I'm grateful that I can be in control. So can we normalize? No, we can't. Use gratitude to redirect how you feel about that, because normal's not a real thing. Be grateful for what your normal is, right? And it's okay to not be okay. It is okay to have a bad day, but it's not okay to dwell in it. So use that gratitude again to redirect. When you're having a bad day, when you're feeling some type of way, again, I use gratitude. I'm grateful that I own my time and I can rest right now. I'm grateful that I can take a 15-minute bathroom break and collect my energy if I'm at work. I'm grateful that I can stand on my 2 feet and be active when I want to. I'm grateful that I can take control of my mind and be okay, right? It's okay to be okay too, right? It's even better to be okay than it is to not be okay, right? It's okay to not be okay. Stop telling your brain that you're not okay, because that's what's happening. Use gratitude to redirect. I'm grateful that I can take back control. I'm grateful that I can get my energy in check. I'm grateful that I know what my goals are and my intentional thoughts because I write them down on the daily drive every day, right? I am grateful always shifts the energy. Give it 90 seconds or more and shift your energy. So that's why we talk about gratitude every single Wednesday, because it is so crucial to your own understanding of being in control of your mind. And if you're like me I grew up going to church. We lived across the street from the church that we went to. I still go to church when I can. It's been a little different with, everything being shut down and everything, but we still go to church when we can, right? I grew up understanding that gratitude was a part of life, right? Because as a Christian, I, am taught, right, that gratitude is a part of life. However, I never understood the deep life-changing things that gratitude can do in your mind until I understood those hormones that are associated with it. So give yourself joy, give yourself bliss, give yourself calm by releasing those gratitude hormones. Stop telling people, can we normalize? Stop telling people it's okay to not be okay, and use gratitude to take control of your mind, to be happy for your normal, and to change your mind to being okay. It's okay to be okay. Communicate your needs appropriately and take control of your mind with gratitude, right? So stop imposing your limiting beliefs on other people by telling them, can we normalize such and such, and it's okay to not be okay. Get your mind in check, use gratitude to redirect it, and keep your energy up. This is my energy almost all the time now. Yes, there are things that deplete me, health issues and anxiety, right? But this is my energy because every single day I am getting better at the practice of redirecting my thoughts with gratitude. Personal growth and a personal growth journey doesn't have an end point. It's all about growing the entire way, right? And what happens when you're hiking? You might have to sit down and take a break. You might, have something happen and you got to take a step back for a second, right? But we're looking forward. We're moving forward. And we use gratitude to move us forward. So get rid of the limiting beliefs of can we normalize and it's okay to not be okay, and use gratitude to be grateful for your normal and to redirect your mind and take back that control. I love y'all so much. I know I tell you this every week, but it's super, super true. If you are in the Richmond area, I just want to throw out that you can see me this weekend, Saturday, at the Cultural Arts Center of Glen Allen from 9 to 1. They have a Maker's Yard sale, so you can see my retail, and I'll have some printouts of all of my stuff, so you can come say hey to me and get a hug, whatever. But if you haven't seen the Becoming Unlimited monthly subscription pack, hop on dailydrivecoaching.com. You can get a reader with some mental health information from me, plus some self-care things, some retail items, a worksheet for you to work through your mental health and start to unlimit your brain. It's going to be a new theme every month, so make sure you hop on dailydrivecoaching.com and grab that. I will always put the Daily Drive in the comments. This is a free resource, y'all. You can snag this up and use it. If you don't have it readily accessible, just shoot me a message and I'm happy to send it over to you. But again, I drop it in the comments. You can use this. This is the first thing that I created, and I just want everyone to be in control of their minds, right? So like I said, check out dailydrivecoaching.com. Look at my Becoming Unlimited monthly subscription packs. You can see all of these Daily Drive videos, my blog, my services, my retail, all of the things. Make sure you're part of my Becoming Unlimited Facebook group. You get all of this plus a little bit more content about unlimiting your thoughts and a community of support. It's not a sales platform. It's just a free community of support where we're all in this together. If you are watching this on YouTube, I appreciate you. Make sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you get all of the information. Make sure you turn on notifications for all of my social media so that you are informed when I go live and you don't miss anything. Check out dailydrivecoaching.com, Becoming Unlimited on Facebook. I will never ask for a fee for what I do here on social media. The only thing that I ask is that you give something to the Facebook gods, the social media gods, and you tag a friend, share, like, comment, interact with me, turn on notifications to all the things, and just be here with me and grow yourself. You can see all of my services and retail on dailydrivecoaching.com. So y'all remember, get rid of the limiting beliefs of can we normalize and it's okay to not be okay, and use gratitude to be grateful for your life and what your normal is, and to redirect when you're having one of those not okay days. It's okay to have those days, but it's not okay to tell your brain that it's okay to not be okay. Right? So use gratitude to redirect all of that. Oh, I almost forgot about the joy jar. Today I wrote that y'all are mindset challengers, because the biggest way to become unlimited in your thinking is to challenge your current limiting beliefs. And that's what we do here on the Daily Drive, because we want everyone to become unlimited in their mind, find that freedom, and grab that abundance that is out there for them. So y'all always go in the joy jar. That is one way that I show gratitude for my community and for everything else. Y'all just remember, use gratitude to redirect your mind. Practice it often. Stop trying to get people to fit into your little box, and stop telling your brain that it's okay to not be okay. Take control with gratitude. I love y'all so much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I will see you soon.